Hello and welcome to this live with the topic, should you purge your LinkedIn network? Well, there's many people who say that you should on a regular basis just go into your LinkedIn network and remove all those people who are not relevant for your current business, okay? And you can have many different opinions on that. And I've researched this a little bit. And most of the people who are in favor of that are speaking from a hiring and recruiting perspective. So the idea being that you are an employee who's looking for a job, and then if you are being seen that you are connected to some people who are maybe, not savory in the eyes of the beholder, who is the HR person or the recruiter, that this will reflect badly on you. And also there's many other reasons being given, but usually these reasons are being given for employees. I didn't find a good resource on the topic whether entrepreneurs, whether coaches, consultants, small company owners should regularly be purging their LinkedIn network. And as I was thinking about it, I came up with a list of reasons, pro and con, and I realized there's very few arguments in favor of purging your network and quite a few against it. So let me take you through them. Purging the network essentially means the following. So I right now in my business, I have some 4,800 connections. And my current target market are coaches and consultants or small business owners, small B2B business owners. From my previous careers, I used to work in consulting, I used to work at Google, big corporate before, right? And many of my contacts were in big corporate companies. From that time, of course, my network contains a lot of corporate people. So the argument would be, because I now am mainly or exclusively selling to small companies, then this is why I should just remove everyone from my previous network. And therefore, I would get a more concentrated audience whenever I post something, that people would then enjoy more what I'm saying, because I'm targeting a way more concentrated audience of people who really are interested in this. Arguably somebody who has a technical job at a big corporate, let's say Intel and so on, the company I worked with, then it wouldn't really make sense for them to see my content. Okay, so this is the argument. You get more concentrated engagement. So now let's look at all the counter arguments against purging your network. First of all, you are giving up on serendipitous encounters. It has happened to me several times that somebody who I had completely forgotten about saw one of my pieces of content. This person was not in my immediate target audience, but they saw my content and then they reached out to me, and they either then recommended me to somebody else or they became a client themselves. So this absolutely happens. And if you are too narrow with your filters, you may absolutely give up on serendipitous encounters of this kind. Okay, so that is one argument against purging your LinkedIn network. Another argument is, what if you in your business branch out at some point, or you end up pivoting? Right? For example, in my case, again, as I said, I now work with small companies and solopreneurs, coaches and consultants. And at some point, though, I already have an offering for large corporate, but I only treat this reactively. So if somebody comes to me and say, hey, we would like to use your method for our corporate team, I will happily have a conversation with them, and I have a package prepared for them. But I am not selling this proactively, okay? And my content is geared at solopreneurs and small companies. I keep saying small, medium, it's one of those things. No, but it's small companies and solopreneurs. That's what my content is targeted for. But at some point, I may want to I may realize that there's way more money to be made in corporate. I may just pivot. Right? I may just say, okay, with coaches and consultants, we had some fun, but now let's go for the big ball, for the big cannons, and let's make a lot of money, right? And let's go corporate. That could be. I right now don't want to do it. I really enjoy working with coaches and consultants, but it could happen at some point. Well, what then? I have removed all my corporate network. Why would I do that? Okay, so that's second reason why not to do it. The third one is a really big one. People change. Okay. Somebody who I've added 12 years ago, and they were in a super corporate role, right now could be a yoga mindfulness coach. People's careers change. So why would you cut a relationship that you've had, as thin and tenuous as it may be? Why would you cut it short with a rigid filter of, oh, she is right now not in my target audience. This means she will be forever in this distant position to me, and I will never have a benefit from this relationship because I right now sell to coaches and consultants. It just doesn't make sense. One of the reasons being given for purging your network is reputation, right? So if people see that you are connected to somebody who maybe they don't like, then it would reflect badly on you. I think this is a complete myth. Okay, I have never, even when I was recruiting for companies, it never would occur to me that somebody's connections reflect badly on them. I have 4,800 connections. I'm 100% sure there's a good dose of psychopaths among them, okay? I mean, given the statistics, there could even be some criminals among them, okay? I don't know, and I'm not blaming anyone in particular. But it's obvious that among such a large following, you will have the occasional bad apple. Why that should reflect badly on me is beyond me. I just don't understand this. Yes, if somebody posts something, whatever, overtly racist, okay, and I then chime in and say something exactly, yeah, you're right, man. So, of course, that's going to damage my reputation, but it's because of what I do and not of that this person is connected to me, okay? So connections in themselves are, I think that they are reputation damaging is a complete myth, okay? I would want to see a case study of this having been, impactful for somebody. I just don't think that this is really a thing. Okay, so reputation is a myth. And then, so what can you do? Because I do understand it that sometimes there are these really annoying people who post content that you, for example, may completely disagree with, that is really against your whatever ideological convictions. That could be, well, you can unfollow them, right? If you simply click on those 3 buttons next to their post, you can simply say, unfollow John, but stay friends or stay connected, right? That's a great way. I've done this many, many times. There's plenty of people who I find really annoying and whose content just doesn't jive with me. I just remove them. I unfollow them, but I stay connected to them. And then finally, those people who do send you spam, then you can disconnect from them. It doesn't happen that often, and usually it's not going to be the people who you have been connected to for a while. It's going to be new people who you add, So somebody asks you for a connection, you confirm the connection, they send you spam, boom, they're disconnected. Okay, that's not that bad. It's not so much work. The one reason why it really could be, why I would say, okay, it may make sense for you to disconnect is if you have such a clear niche and you are 100% sure you will never pivot from there. You've been in this niche for 10 years, your business is going really well, and you carry some old flotsam, from your previous careers, then okay, you can remove them. Although I believe that my argument about people's careers changing still holds, but okay, you can, if you've really been in a place for a really long time and your business is established and you've already have a good following on LinkedIn, maybe it makes sense. But I think all those other arguments way much more. Okay, so that's it about purging your network. I hope I've made a couple of good points that made you think about this. If you are interested in the topic of LinkedIn client acquisition and how you can boost your chances of both getting people who will connect with you because your content is really good, or also how you can start conversations so that you can get them as clients, join me in 1 week's time on Tuesday, the 18th. I will be holding a webinar, a training on the topic of how you can develop LinkedIn leads and turn them into clients and fans and advocates. So join me. The link will be in the first comment, and I look forward to seeing you there.